more Shadowrun. That's the last episode of the Dragonfall. Just really feels like we're getting towards the end of this, and maybe I'm projecting, maybe not. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out together. You and me. Because, hey, I like you. Alright. Well, let's do this. Account admin overrides password required. Current admin user Paul Amsel. Cashier, please speak with me when you're ready to proceed with the online payment. Amsel. All right. Greetings. Here's set you through the battered old pair of wire-rimmed glasses. There's something gentle about the man with silver hair and his tweed jacket. He looks more like an aging art history professor than he does a criminal go-between. Well, a gang. Wow, that was my great reading abilities. What I can do for you? Use your password to transfer the Alice payment onto the credit stick. Sucks in a deep breath. He suddenly looks at those through an enormous weight been lifted from his shoulders. Very good. Excellent. In fact, this has been a long time coming. You're telling me. Alright, before we take this transfer, there are a few things that you should know. Oh boy. Remember this. Once I do the transfer, there's no going back. It's a one-way trip. Make sure I'm ready. Yada, yada, yada. Firstly, there's a one-way operate. What did I tell you? Once funds have been transferred to the credit stick, there's only one person who can access them as Alice. As far as the team's concerned, the money will simply disappear. Uh-huh. I would not do anything else but keep going. Secondly, once you make your way to the rabbit hole with the funds, it's go time. I trust that you understand what I mean by that. Yep, pretty self-explanatory, Paul. And remember, once you leave, see Alice, her information will be your only priority. No more distractions, no more side work. I'll busy myself canceling your remaining jobs and smoothing out any ruffled feathers. Makes sense. Anything else? You need to be sure before committing this. Time is important. A great dragon wants us dead, and there's not a thing to take it lightly. But you shouldn't return to the rabbit hole until you're prepared to act. If you have any doubts, I urge you to wait. I understand. I'm ready to process. Vulcan Jet. Alright. Once you're in the rabbit hole with funds or house payments, I can cancel the terms to remaining obligations. Understood. I would say this. It's lifting an enormous weight off my shoulders. When Monica brought you on board, I wasn't initially unsure about you. I never said that to anyone else, of course, but I kept you under the watchful eye. You see now that we have doubted her judgment, shows her successor well. Now please go fetch the information from Alice, one step closer to surviving this mess. Sure are, buddy. So first, pet the doggy. Right, Alice fund. Transfer. Crap. Forgot it. You just told me and I already forgot the password. Got it. Vocaling. Probably saying that wrong, but whatever. Funds disappear from your account. Moments later, a message popped up on the screen. Transfer complete. Saying in its dock on the keyboard, a green LED blooms to life on Alice's credit stick. The trigger has been pulled. The rabbit hole awaits. Sure does. rabbit hole. Alright. I feel like this is a one-way trip. Obligation things are kind of, you know, they feel kind of redundant, but at the same time they also kind of feel kind of mandatory. That makes sense? Because it's like, yeah, what game nowadays with something like this that doesn't have it? Whatever. Maybe I'm just talking on my ass. Tiny credit stick feels heavy in your pocket, fat with the weight of your hard-won yuan. The U-Bahn station swallows you up as it sends you hurtling down the rabbit hole. Towards Alice, towards the information you've bled for. Train pulls to a stop, the door hisses open, and the dark old platform. With any luck, answers lie ahead. I agree. This console stands alone against a filthy wall of the U-Bahn platform. The colorful spray flickers across the screen, standing sharp contrast to the surrounding grime. Insert payment into the machine. Credit stick board magically, greedily accepts your payment. You watch as the black plastic of the credit stick case disappears into the console. Moments later, a message winks onto the screen. Couldn't wait for you any longer. Something is tracking me. Something terrible. You need to get out of town. Go dark for a while. If you're smart, you'll do it too. But a deal's a deal. When you punch the flashing button on the console, it'll spit out the optical chip with your information. Take my advice. Whatever this Vauclair business is to you, drop it. Drop it and run. For God's sakes, stay out of the Matrix. It isn't safe. Alice. Message fades from the screen and a button on the console begins to flash. Near the whim of the motor spinning on the arcade cabinet's guts, smooth mechanical motion, generic brand optical chip slides out of the payment port in front of you. Abruptly, the screen goes black, the console powers down. The optical chip sits in the cradle waiting for you to take it. Chip. The instant the chip leaves its cradle, the machine reboots itself. You are again alone. Yeah, but I can play all the Oblivious I want. Settle into your trip back to the crew bazaar. Feel the rest of the world compartmentalize and fall away. No more distractions, just you, the train, and the optical chip. It sits in your pocket like a hot stone, impossible to ignore. The train ramps up to speed, filling the air with monotonous electric whir. Sounds of soft, low, and urgent, like nothing, like dying wings of an enormous insect. Droning wings of an enormous insect. That! It'd be soothing if your mind weren't occupied with other matters. All at once, monotony is broken. Your PDA is buzzing. A quick glance at the screen tells you that you're receiving a call that Paul is on the other end. Answer the call. Hit the receive button on your PDA. One look at the grainy image that blossoms to life on the screen is enough to tell you that something has gone terribly wrong. Strangled sounds of a panicked breathing punch through the air through your PDA's tiny speakers. In the image window, you can see the outlines of figures silhouetted against the backdrop of Amsel's shop. The view rotates, bringing them towards the center of the frame. The image sharpens. The center of the screen stands an enormous orc in battle armor, a hand cannon leveled at something just out of frame. His face is shiny mat of grafted tissue, his smile like something out of a nightmare. Say nothing. You watch powerless as the orc's grin widens as the breathing breaths that you hear coming from the off-screen increases frequently. Off-screens, you hear absolute frantic voice. Aldrin, please, tell me what this is all about. What are Firewing's plans? You're going to kill me anyway. You don't send me to the grave without... Stomach drops as the gun bucks and roars in the orc's hands. Your view of the PDA pitches wildly and then comes to a sudden stop with a violent cracking sound. A burst of static floods the screen. Moments later, a dark shape falls into view with equivalent force. You hear the unmistakable sound of bone crunching against hardwood. The camera auto-adjusts and the dark shape swims into focus. You're staring into and through the dripping, cavernous ruins of what once was a human head. Remnants of the face you remain enough to confirm that you already know whose. The body on the screen is that of Paul Amsel. Out of frame and far away, you hear another voice, a young woman from the sound of it with a military cadence. What now, sir? Now we press our advantage. Jam their comms, Ortega. The sound of the hurried motion recedes into the background. All right, remember, people, Amsel was the brains of the operation. The rest will put up a lot more of a fight. Flush them out and take them down, boys, one by one. Sir, Look at Amsel's wrist, the PDA. I think that's what that is recording. God fucking damn it. You hear this roar of another gunshot and the screen goes dark. Your vision swims and the screen of PDA seems to fade away. The impact you've just witnessed hammers into your gut over and over again. Amsel is dead, the Kubazar is under attack. And it's entirely possible that the ambush party is already waiting to meet you at the Kubon platform. Whatever attackers have planned, you won't be able to do much about it from here. The train is speeding towards the Kubazar station. No more stops between you and the enemy. Nothing to do but prepare yourself and wait. You know it! Shoot him all, my buddy named Ted. Yay! Look who it is, everybody! Beryl Yeager's rifle swings upward. She emerges from cover, turning to face you. About time you showed up. Well, you know, it's traffic. Light plays off Yeager's face like street light on a rain-slicked asphalt. Her face, neck, and chest are sheeted in slick and dark liquid. Blood and a lot of it. Where are you hit? I'm not. Little bastard on the other hand. Yeager wipes her mouth with the back of her hand. The back of her hand. The back of her hand, then hoists her corpse up from behind her makeshift barricade. A young man, maybe in his early 20s, his eyes frozen in wide surprise. The lift of his throat hangs down in ragged flaps. Made one hell of a mistake. Surprised you let him close the distance on you like that. Even the best shooters have to reload sometime. Meet with Alice, the other information. Yeah, I got it. An optical chip. You have to use my mission computer to open it. Where's on that chip? These bastards didn't want us to read it. All the more reason to do exactly that. If we put up the rest of them on the ground, that is. They killed Paul. I saw it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw patched in on that call. We all saw what happened. Figured they'd try to ambush you at the platform, ventilate the train, and take you out, and cut off the potential escape routes in the process. It's what I would do, so I hightailed it out here and set up an ambush of my own. Good thinking. Thanks. Anyway, it's enough talk. We got a job to do. There are an unknown number of hostiles topside. We're all equipped with decently trained and hell-bent on killing us. Last I heard, Glory was on the north end of town. Dietrich was getting coffee when all hell broke loose. Let's go get them. Let's go hunting. Yay, 1 action point. We ain't looking for this anyway. That's all maxed out. Do that. Could also, yeah. Let's do that. Let's get health. Probably should spend it on something like quickness and, you know, avoid getting hit. The same as having a lot of health, but. All right, what's going on here? We got a mercenary. We got a ooh. Hey. Geek the Mage. Having her all the way back here, but if it works, it works. All right. Ah! Why you shoot the dog? Probably because it's shooting fire, but still. Get you both! Ah! Take that. And, you. Or I'll miss completely. That works. Yeah. Something ahead of you lets out a low rumbling growl from the shadows, a primordial sound that echoes down the streets. It steps into the light. Dante, even from the distance, can feel that the heat radiating from his enormous dog's body. He locks eyes with you, and you can see the fire burning within him. He takes a step forward, hackles raised. He glances at you. Your voice is calm, but you see the unease in your voice. I forgot to mention, fearless leader, your dog's acting funny. I can see that. It happened fast, too. Before you got here, I caught sight of him on the way down to the U-Bahn platform, and he looked normal enough. Then one of them bastards took a shot at him and winged him. Big mistake. Dante got mad. Real mad. Started shaking and twitching and saw fire in his eyes. He was on the guy before he could blink. A few seconds later, the shooter was red smear on the sidewalk, and Dante looked like this. After perception to read his aura. Third eye slides open and world shifts to gray, buildings, streets, cars, all gray. In your peripheral vision, you can see Eager, her outline pulsing with a glow warm. Dante glows like a burning coal. His aura is shifting explosions of red and yellow light. If you look into the dog's aura, you can feel it looking back in yours. Acknowledging you, in the astral space, Dante is more than just a dog. You know that Monica's dog was part hellhound, Eager? Nope. But considering the circumstances, I'm good with it. You can control him, right? Dante, come! Now he sees your aura in the astral space, Dante's expression softens. His ears stand back up, and you can swear that you see him smile. He happily takes his place by your side. So you got yourself a hellhound. I sure do, buddy. I sure do. Man, like, whatever. Alright. Took you long enough. I'll say it did, Glory. Alright, the mage. Crap. Ah! Dick! Yay! No chatting? Alright. Come on, really? Yeah, really? 6. Dang it! That works. Oh boy, it's not good. Nope! I need to stop doing that. Wow. Alright, I guess he's not a bad guy then. Hit anything now? I'm not surprised I was able to. Glad to see you all made it here alive. Listen, boss, we got problems. I'll say we do. A bunch of dudes running around trying to kill us. A group of these jackasses peeled off a few minutes ago. Made a beeline for the sewers. They're carrying bombs. Can't say what yield, but they looked big. Unless we fancy living in a crater, I suggest we hanging down there. Ex-Blitz took off with Mallet. Said something about jamming the attacker's comms. Don't worry about that. We got to deal with the bombs. Translation. Fairly certain he was like a Kickstarter backer character and therefore not actually factored into the game, and therefore, yeah. I feel like we're gonna be fine considering what's down in the sewers. But maybe I'm just wrong thinking that. How did I miss the mage? Who's left? Oh, so there's somebody left. To the inside of the sewers, footsteps echoing off the damp walls. You probably notice the smell. There's no time to waste. Arden's team, mercenaries down here somewhere, racing to planned explosive charge beneath the keys. Fate of the Crew Bazaar is in your hands. If we get to the very end of this, and those guys have been eaten by ghouls, I'm gonna be like... Probably handle yourself, but... Ah! Somebody needs a geekin'. Ah! Yeah. Yeah, hide behind the bomb. That's... You know, at the end of the day, I got a bit of a moral victory going because both of those guys just got clawed by a ghoul, presumably, you know. Well, I mean, you guys know what that means, right? Nah. Gonna leave him to the ghoulie ghoul. Still can't get the job done. Still though. Very least, found out my ex-girlfriend gave me a hellhound. Still curious if it was possible to get him to play dead at all. Like, I don't know why, that's still kind of in the back of my mind. That would have been really annoying if that second stun gun really would have hit me. Sucks for you, buddy. Alright, Hide behind the leaking goo barrel of green toxic goo. That'll really help. All right. Of course, I summon an ice elemental, so you've just got to summon a fire elemental. Okay, water, not ice, but the moment's over. And you lost control of it already? Go for it. Oh crap. Forgot about my ally was back there. My bad. Okay. Up. Red elemental still there. I'm sure this toxic goo barrel can hide behind you. Really? Yeah, it really is. Emerged from the foulness of the sewers, only bit with the early dark stench of cordite and death. Although you saved the keys, it's far from unharmed. Residents wander the streets days, holding their wounds, tending to others. Observing the damage, look in their eyes tells the story. Their illusion of safety has been shattered. You enter Paul's Trade Emporium, already knowing what you'll find there. The knowledge does not make the discovery any easier. No, it doesn't. Once again, the team gathers around Paul Amsel, but tonight he has no mission to offer, no advice to give. His body lies motionless on the hardwood cooling of the night air. The ruin of his face has been hidden under a burlap tarp. Several minutes, nobody speaks. Finally, you do 2 steps forward. I think we should say something about Paul. No one silence before Eager speaks up. I'll go. Paul was an important member of the team, and he supported us well. Said that he was going to do it, and he did it. That's rare. That's worthy of respect. Looks down at the body. There's a long pause before she speaks again. Thank you, Paul, for everything. Another pause. Her voice softens. I was out of position when they came for you. I couldn't save you. I'm sorry. Another shift uncomfortably, not knowing what to say. Glory breaks out for a moment before her voice a frosty monotone. Appreciate what Ansel did for us. It's another loss, one that this team can't afford. As I sweep across the group, they land on Ansel's body. Her expression is impossible to read at the moment she turns her head and looks at you. Losing people is hard, no denying it. Paul was a good one, and will be missed. Yeah, he was a good one. Goodbye, Paul. I got to say Dieter. No idea what that means. Gingerly, Blood steps forward, his hair is mussed, and there's a fresh bullet hole in his jacket. It smells like smoke and blood and stale sweat, and his hands tremble as he takes them out of his pocket. Well, I didn't know Paul as well as the rest of you, but he looks like a good guy. Don't want to see this happen at any rate. You okay, Blitz? Looks like you and Mallet saw some action back there. Yeah, I'll live. Turn. Dante lowers his head. Sadly, lets out a heavy sigh and closes his eyes. Miss you, Paul. Don't worry about the body. I know what to do. All right. Be respectful, but be quick. After all, it's only a shell. Paul is with Monica now. Going to be with Monica soon if we don't do something. If Fireman came at us, she'll do it again. She doesn't bring down an entire... Doesn't bring the whole... Yeah, bring down the whole keys to get to us. Ah! Can't speak. Can't argue with that, boss. While Firewing lives, the Q Bazaar is at risk. Our friends, our home, everything that Monica and Paul fought to protect, they'll all be destroyed if we don't put an end to her first. Come on, everyone. Let's get a look at the optical chip and let's see what we're dealing with. Yay! We need to reload all of our equipped weapons at 0 AP. We need to target 2 enemies with 1 action. Reload. Reload. We're going to reload. Now, harms all foes within 3 tiles. Dragon's idol grows more powerful and can be damaged. You. Doesn't really matter. I'm probably not going to use you. No, we'll go with you. Alright. Liz look at you mournfully. The pure aggression is gone from his eyes. He's changed. You can see it, but he's still Dante. So, Dante was very helpful out there, but I'm a bit concerned about his... Fire breathing? Pretty cool trick, don't you think? It's handy. It's not hard to argue. No normal dog, not by a long shot, is he? Possessed? Assume you've checked his aura, discovered he's part hellhound. Monica trained him for months to be combat ready. We had a hellhound in this house, and Monica did tell us for months. Had him under control. Dante performed well in the field, followed commands flawlessly. I have no concerns. Welcome to the team, Dante. you know. Alright, read the content of Alice's chips. Optical chip and computer waiting chip rack. On the screen, Alice's office blossoms into view. A half second later, a real-time simulation of Alice appears, seated behind her mahogany desk. Something about it reminds you of the figure of a wax museum, lifelike but dead inside. It greets you with a facsimile of Alice's joyless smile. Customer name. Its voice is hollow, synthetic, and automaton, masquerading as a living woman. One who you've never been with in the flesh. Account number 0101259. Greetings, valued customer. I'm an offline simulacrum of the Alice persona. Can't talk. Been included on this chip to answer any questions you may have about your information purchase. Nifty piece of tech. Not now, Liz. If you're ready to proceed, I'll present Alice's findings. You may interrupt this presentation any time. Point by saying, Alice, I have a question. So the only thing that you can respond to, or can I talk to you like a normal person? So I can hit you slightly. You may interrupt this presentation at any point by saying, Alice, I have a question. The answer's that. We're ready. Let's get this show on the road. Very well. Commencing presentation. The simulacrum goes rigid for a moment, then seems to relax. Then when it speaks, it sounds more natural, as though the real Alice is speaking through it. Alright, I've got good news for you, and I've got bad news. Let's start with the good news. I found Vauclair, and he's alive. Thank God for that. The trail to your missing doctor was a long, slippery one. The fee that you paid me barely covered my costs for the job. I sent a team into the SOX on a fact-finding mission. I bribed government officials, I greased the palms of wage slaves and megacorps all across Europe. Each step I took eliminated possibilities, drew me a little bit closer. And finally I found a place where Vauclair is being held. Simulacrum makes a sweeping gesture with its right hand and the image switches to an on-screen, a granary overhead photograph annotated with the map coordinates. You recognize it immediately. This is where you'll find him. He's being held captive at the remote estate called Harfeld Manor. I mean, yeah, that kind of makes sense, you know, with that giant lab of doom underground. You gotta be kidding me. He was there the whole time? Yeah? Or is this nothing? She just studies a photograph and nods. Okay, no, you tell me. I get it. This is something else that I missed. If this was good news, I can't wait to hear the bad news. I should have asked a question. Crap. Oh well. Simulacrum pauses a brief moment. Tremor washes over the body, its eyes flutter, and you can see the sound of your computer working to process some more of the chip's data. Eager turns and addresses the team. If Vauclair's and Hartfelt, we've got problems. Last time we broke into the place, they took Monica out. It's a miracle that any of you got out alive. Yeah, but now we know what's down there. This time we're prepared for it. We can handle this. No, it'll be even worse this time. The first time we went in, we had an element of surprise on our side. But now they'll be expecting us. They're hunting us, remember? The security team is going to be waiting for us. Dietrich, that Adrian bastard is waiting for us. Going to be waiting for us. And even if we make it past them, we're going to have to deal with the dragon in the basement. Well, what else can we do? Cut and run? Last time I checked, that wasn't an option either. Even if it were, I wouldn't take it. I'm not running out from this. Not after what they did here tonight. None of us are glory, but Eager's right. We can't just go charging in there again without some kind of edge. Simulacrum jerks back to life, resumes speaking, blissfully unaware of the conversation that's cutting off. And now, on to the bad news. We know that where Vauclair is, but rescuing him will not be possible. Alice, I have a question. Why the hell not? In the course of my investigation, I encountered something terrifying in the Matrix. It was fast, cunning, and very definitely intelligent. I'm convinced that the only escape because it let me go. It could have killed me in the heartbeat if it wanted to. This thing that I met is protecting Harfeld Manor is going after everyone who gets too close to what's happening there. Alice, what did you see in there? What is going after these people? By way of explanation, I would like to read you the following document. The simulacrum makes another sweeping gesture and a menu slides back on the screen. This time it's filled with text. What you're looking at is an archive forum, a discussion of the early days of Shadowrun BBS. What's there to text on the screen? It isn't kidding, Chief. This discussion is dated back to 2036, the ancient history of the decking community. Probably isn't even correct to call these guys deckers. Hackers would be a more appropriate term. When you finish reading this, say, Alice, I'm done. You can continue. Read the archive discussion. Leaning to read the text slowly begins to scroll away from the bottom of the screen. You hear about SNK team that got crisped a few hours ago? Whole lab's worth of researchers, all burned and broken beyond recognition. Ugly stuff, Clockwork. At this point, who hasn't? Big Farm. Power spikes got him right through their data jack, like a bolt of lightning to the brain. A 1 in a million accident is what they're saying, Mr. Mayhem. And you believe that? Clockwork. Got more plausible explanation? Mr. Mayhem. Yeah, it was actually a cleanup operation, Clockwork. Color me intrigued. What are they cleaning up? Big Pharma. A secret project that Low-Free didn't want anything to do with. You might have heard rumors about the project was named Apex, Clockwork. And you've lost me, Mr. Mayhem. Apex, Clockwork, security? Seriously? That old line of dreck? Big Pharma. I'm telling you, jokers, Apex is real. Or at least it was, until the Whizworm pulled the plug, Clockwork. Come on, Clockwork, we're still decades away from seeing fully functional AI. You know that those Apex stories are floating around, they're just some conspiracy nuts wet dream. Mr. Mayhem. Fine. Keep your heads in the sand, some of us know the truth when we read it, Clockwork. Okay, Clock, I'll hear you. But riddle me this. If Lafweir had an armed and operational AI in his claws, why kill it, Big Pharma? Remember what happened to most of Echo Mirage, Clock, right? The crash virus killed them, fried their brains, but I don't see what that has to do with anything, Mr. Mayhem. With the commercial release of CDT-1000, some security firms are working on counter-intrusion software that could do the same thing. Black Ice. You can look it up. You don't believe me. Clockwork. Whoa, scary stuff, man. Big Pharma. Well, the goal of Apex Project was even scarier. IC waits for you to come in to it. Apex wouldn't be bound by those restrictions. It could go out hunting, hit its target with the least expected. That's why they called it Apex. It's designed to be an apex predator of the digital world, Clockwork. And so rather than using it to his advantage, Lafweir decided to kill it in the cradle? Whizworm's no fool. So some things are too dangerous to play around with. How would you put that genie back in the bottle if it ever slipped out of your control? Answer, you couldn't, Clockwork. And then it would take over the world, Mr. Mayhem. Okay, this thread has officially gone off the rails. I'm closing it down for good of mankind. Captain Chaos. Troll shows takes account. Alice, I'm done. Simulation jerks back to life and settles into a neutral close. There are no official records in the Shadowrun database to support the existence of Apex Project, but the thing it encountered was Apex. Of that I am certain. Just as I am certain that Apex was responsible for the deaths of Monica Schaefer, Green Winters, Clockwork, Peregrine, and a score of other deckers that over the last 16 years. Which raises his hand. Hold up, Alice, I have a question. I thought they said Lafweir killed Apex. They speculated as much. Yes, they were wrong on that account. I do believe that Shadowrun was developing Apex as a tool for Matrix warfare. I'm convinced that the IT person who killed were the Apex development team. But I don't think Lafweir was responsible for their deaths. Apex killed them. That would be my guess, yes. In the turmoil surrounding Lafweir's buyout of Shadowrun, a number of projects went missing. I believe Apex was appropriated by a member of Fearstring's organization at this point. It was then unleashed into the development teams to silence them. Since then, it provided information control for Firewing. Pet AI wouldn't explain how Firewing has managed to maintain her conspiracy and avoid detection in the past 2 decades. Anytime we get close, AI takes them out and scrubs the record clean. So here's your bad news. Vauclair is being held at the Hartfield Manor, but knowing that does not you no good because you can't approach the place. I doubt you could open the door without Apex frying you. We did last time. They were trying to protect their secret, like Aldrin said. If they hadn't go down to the basement, they'd let us go. Apex didn't react until Monica attempted to force the door open in the basement. And now that the cat's out of the bag, they have no reason to not to pull out the big guns. Big guns on sight. Dietrich Grimaces. You're right. We can't go back with Apex and police. The room falls silent. Finally, Eager turns to you. What's the play, Kassir? Can't turn back now. With Apex is standing between us and Vauclair, we need to find out what way to kill Apex. Fucking hey, boss. I'm in. Did you hear that, Alice? Do you have any suggestions? Yeah, it has a kill switch. But Alice deemed any additional contact with Apex to be unjustifiable risk. Attempting to research the kill switch would be inadvisable. Alice, we're scared of this thing. Saving the warnings, I'm going to kill this thing. I owe Monica that much. You and me both. Alice, tell us about Apex kill switch. Thanks to your close encounter with the AI, I was able to run a trace on it. Through this trace, I discovered the physical address of the backdoor access point of Apex's programming. An old Satyr Krupp research lab, long since abandoned and fallen into disrepair. The facility is now hotly contested gang territory. I also determined that the kill switch for the AI exists somewhere in the basement of this facility. I'll provide you with the physical address. I don't like the smell of this, Chief. It said Apex. Let Alice escape. Turns the address to me at the screen. Alice, why would the Matrix allow an AI to run a trace on it? I'm afraid the answer to that question falls outside the scope of my written parameters. You have now reached the end of this presentation. I have been encoded with the final message for Alice to Kassir. Playback commencing. So the microphone goes wide and the life floods back into it and he stares directly at you. Kassir, if you didn't listen to me before, listen to me now. Drop this. Stop going after Vauclair. Get out of Berlin and stay out of the Matrix. I'm telling you this for your own good. Well, you know, a bit of a mage, so staying out of the Matrix is not going to be a problem for me. But unfortunately, you know, killed my girlfriend, and then killed my girlfriend's, like, I'm going to say surrogate father dude. That's not going to happen. That's all I have to say. Follow my own advice. I'm out. Don't try to contact me again. Well, what if I need more information from... Never mind. Then reverts back to its idle state, slumping like a puppet, and with strings, its eyes glaze over, its face goes stuck. Then the screen cuts to black. So the Dragon has a killer AI in charge of security. Can't say I'm surprised, but nothing surprises me anymore. We know what killed Monica, we have a name for it, and know how to kill it. That's good enough for me. We know what we need to do. We can either stand around talking about it, or we can go to it. Agreed, we shut down Apex, re-enter the estate. Nuclear, it has the key, this whole thing. Sounds like a plan, boss. Say that this is crazy talk, Chief. Taking out an AI isn't just bad at A, it's suicide. So my vote is to cut and run. Let's survey the rest of the group, seeing the determination their faces finally assess. But if you're really doing this, you want the best decker to find along for a ride. I guess that nominates me. Woo. Alice said that the kill switch is located in some old SNK facility, assuming that the site was shut down sometime after Apex project disappeared. It could have stood empty for years, maybe decades. She also said that the building was in the gang territory. Now I wonder what anything like Das Kleine Kesselhaus was. God, I hope not. But one way to find out, let's get prepped. The thing isn't going to kill itself. The way you planted over his face. I can't... Blitz glances at you the way you painted over his face. I can't believe I'm saying this, but you'd better bring me along. You try to go up against the air without a noble hot decker at your side, and you're probably going to regret it. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Whatever's there, we'll deal with it. First, to find our way to the basement. She fears the scope of the straight rifle. And then we kill the AI with Monica. Then kill Monica. Damn right. Green goes black and begins to gear up. As she slides it, she shelled to a shotgun, eager catches your eyes. You did good out there defending the crew bazaar. You had our backs the entire way. Maybe good decisions. I appreciate it. Now you need to forgive yourself. You weren't out of position, eager, and you know it. Thanks. Can't do it, but thanks. Anyway, we should get back to it. We've got an AI to take out after all. Do me a favor and keep your eyes open for this one. We'll be walking an unknown here. It makes me a little uneasy. Don't worry, I got your back. I know you do. I got yours. You more than earned it. Stop it. You're making my mascara run. I have that effect on people sometimes. Come on, you two. We got a job to get ready for. I think I saw there was an unread message on here. Yep. So he flickers life and Hemmick's face appears. He raises a liter of beer and screens his salute. Hey, found some fireworks display that mysteriously went off at the Azzy compound. That was a thing of beauty. We wish you could have seen the coffee shop with us to see it. But we understand that you had more important things to do. Come by for a drink sometime. We'll raise a toast to your rubble. Awesome. We don't have BBS. Data. Words. Like it says, condition clean. Got turbocharger kit and an armed plating added in front and side trunk as around mounted Ares autocannon, but you'll need a rigger to operate it. No hand access. Looking 80,000 OBO. Blue breed. Nice car. Wouldn't happen to be any corpse looking for that moment, would it? Ruby. Has PPS been triggered? Any wrecks rebuild? Tolstoy. Nope. All clear on that front. Nobody drove this baby but me, and I don't wreck cars. The autocannon dropped the last sucker who tried to do any damage. Loopy. Alright. Alright, so... probably futile, but... did I get more experience? I did, I got a lot of experience. First things first, we're going to check the magic guy, see if he's got anything. I doubt it, but we're going to check anyways, because I always check it. Maybe the one weird lady will have something to say. Probably not, but check it anyway. The counter says nothing, she stands on staring at you. Heard the message this time? No prophecies? No, not after what just happened. Not today. Today, I wish to offer you a gift, something special. She leans towards you in her first time since your initial meeting. She opens her eyes wide. Her voice goes deadly serious. When you look at me, not with the crude orbs of your meat in your skull. I want you to view your true vision, so you know what the kind that I mean. Just this once, I cast aside the veil. Just this once, you'll see who I really am. All right, that's perception. Third eye opens, casting the world into a shimmer of the set of grayness. Cautiously you peer into absence aura. Chaos. You're staring at into the mouth of chaos. A howling vortex of golden light and green water with the gaping maw of pure nothingness at its center. As you stare into the void, you can feel it staring back. Its vision reaches into you, through you, and then at all once it swallows you. In the stillness, the center of yawning void, of time you seems to slow. Gradually you find a semblance of peace. There's beauty here, and then your play of green and gold swirling around you, and it's breathtaking, intoxicating. Your thoughts become sluggish. You feel it like you've been drugged. Slowly your thoughts roll through the swirling water. You begin to catch your sight of something. A huge alien shape, lined with ribbon-like tendrils of golden light. You can feel it, closing in on you. Looming presence of suffocating orbit. Slowly halting, it reaches towards you. Your arms and legs feel heavy and useless. It feels like you're swimming up in sap. You're helpless. What's left of you sense of self-rebels and unconsciousness slams you like a freight train. Suddenly, mercifully back, everything goes black. Well, thanks for killing me, lady. Struggling your way back to consciousness, you find yourself lying a heap on the ground. Absinthe offers a hand to help you to your feet. Stand. What the hell are you? Nothing of consequence. An observer of human nature. Nothing more. We've come from very different places. We both call this the group as our home. I hope that you will consider me a friend. That's not an answer. Tell me what you are. Something beyond your understanding. A child of the astral plane. Wild and free. Unfettered by the bonds of servitude that change so many of my kind. In truth, what I am should not concern you so much as what I know. I'll bite. What do you know? Truths hidden from mortal eyes. In my time, as observed from this world, I witnessed a great many things. Wonders and terrors beyond measure. The birth and death of nations. The rise and fall of gods. Seeing the ebb and flow of magic from the fourth world and the fifth and to the sixth. I've watched in awe as the tides carried wonder and miracle into the world of men. And I have mourned as they were swept back out again. I have borne witness to the cycle begin and ended and began itself anew. I've seen what came at the end of the fourth world, thousands of years ago, with ancient Thera crumbled into the seas. I saw things that crawled into the carcass of the once great nation. Vile, terrible things. Even now I can feel them. They drift on the tides of mana, hungrily awaiting the end of the sixth world and the death of all that you know. I have seen what they will do with this world when they run its course, Elf. Rip your guts of the dying civilization, and they will feast upon your screams. Who are they? Things born of nightmares, horrors. The dark spaces between the metaplanes crawl with them. She looks into your eyes, and you can feel her head swimming. Your kind fears what it can see. Corporations, dragons, violence, and poverty, and the random cruelty of fate. If you could perceive if you perceive reality the way I do, you would know that there are much greater things to fear. In the world where an ocean, the hazards that you know might be sharks, dangerous creatures that should, to be sure, and worthy of respect. But below them in its silent deep, Leviathan circles. Go now. Talk to Algernon. After all this has happened, I'm sure that you will be glad to see you. But remember what I've told you. I will. And yeah, you are a friend. Algernon, you know what's going on? Today's youngster, I believe the Crew Bazaar is still standing thanks to you. there are other ways of saying thank you, ways that involve new and free trinkets. Eh? So I've heard. One day perhaps I'll learn this language. For now, thank you must suffice. I tried, man, I tried. Ooh. I'll take it. Ooh. Take it. Ooh. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. Alright, we'll get rid of you. You on. Alright, get rid of you. You in there. You out. Come on, I've all 3 in there. 3s and 4s. Alright. Farm. Any question for you if you don't mind? I guess I can't talk to you about what just happened out there with your friend. Some of you, some of you, some of you. All of that. I should have seen my armor that I just got. One willpower, 1 charisma, and 1 spellcasting. Huh. Enough, I guess. Alright, now. Nope. Alrighty then. You're gonna run with the attackers. No, truth be told, I was in surgery when the attackers hit. They never disturbed me in my office. Been an entire sorry if elbows deep in the abdomen of an elderly dwarf. His nephritic screen needed a tune-up. Lucky you. Lucky him, you mean. Poor old guy had bladder capacity of a pygmy shrew. He was in the desperate need of my help. But on more important things. What can triage do for you today? I need medical supplies, man. Medical supplies. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. You. And we get the better ones, but considering I think we got to kill the AI, and then we probably got to go do the mission. So I'll save those for the last mission. Hopefully we can get more level 3 medkits as well. So the team and travel to the coordinates Alice provided back to blah 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 blah. You, and as much as I want to use you, Dante. Yep. Apex, an artificial intelligence designed the Matrix warfare through the sends of children down your spine. For years, the shadows have been ripe with rumors of AI. True names like Mirage, Psychotrope have fueled conspiracy boards on the Shadowlands BBS since 2029. Most savvy Shadowrunners dismiss these stories as bunk. From what Alice has told you, at least one of the stories is real. Apex is waiting for you somewhere down in the basement of the abandoned Seder Crypt lab. Fortunately, you're going to have to wade through a lot of gang territory to get there. Good enough. Make sure everybody's got one. All right. Karma. Do that, and then we'll save it because it's on the off chance there's something that I need. You jerk and ragged combat fatigue sweeps forward. You, he walks with swollen bravado, a man who's getting one of his meaty arms jerk up. One of his arms jerks up, hand held upright in the universal sign for stop. The other just clutches a bulky assault rifle. He expects you as bilanguage deciding from. You don't look like Magnificer. You're not one of us, and I'm guessing you ain't here for the hub either. So tell me, who are you and what are your interests in this building? Business can't discuss it, I'm sure you understand. Yeah, sure, I get it. But you see, this building is under their arbiter protection. We can't just let you waltz in and shoot up the place. I'm sure you understand. I'm not planning on shooting anything unless I have to. Yeah, well, I can't exactly take the face value. Look, you better for everyone if you just turn back. We don't want to fight, but you can't risk letting an unknown player into this situation right now. Make it up with the situation. While you're on this, depends on things. So you can handle yourself. We could probably use you if you're willing to help. There'd even be some money in it for you, but if not, well, that's a different conversation. What do you want us to do? Eager's tone is neutral, her posture relaxed, but one of their hands casually comes to the rest of the butt of her shotgun. Ulrich doesn't seem to notice. And we're having trouble. Some local gang, mage gang, the Magnificers, the orc turns his head and spits. They attacked us without warning, took up in our building, and kicked us onto the street. Me and the boys were rightful protectors of this block, but these assholes screwed us. They've got the building buttoned up pretty tight. Can't get in there without making things right, but maybe you can. You could enter the building and do some damage. Those direct-eating Magnificers and the Arbiters would be willing to pay you. The Arbiters would be willing to pay you 200 Nuan per kill. You bring me back to their ambulance and get paid. How does that sound? What's the deal, Ulrich? To work. Eager gives you a small dollar, then fades away to the stock for shotgun. Need anything else? Ready to track those skulls. One more thing, I need to get into the basement. Anything you can do might help out. Basement, you could probably want to go down there for. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. You'd be surprised what I believe. Alright, I need to stop a killer AI so I can rescue an elderly scientist from a ghost dragon that the future of Berlin could be at stake. You're right, I don't believe you. You're either lying or you're crazy. But crazy has its uses. Alright, I'll get you into that basement, but it will cost you. charging us? Seriously? This isn't even our building anymore. Got the wrong idea. I don't need Newman, friend. What I need is a Trimethius head on a platter. Problem is, he's holed up somewhere in the building we don't know where. Best guess, he's hiding somewhere upstairs, in a room with no exterior windows. Somewhere, probably someplace close. He stashed the power of coupling for the elevator. He's pulled it into keeping us from getting the access to the guns we stashed in the basement. So if you kill Trithemius, grab the coupling out of his apartment, and we'll bring up the stupid amulet he's always wearing, so we'll know he's dead. Then I give you the control chip that I pulled, and when we had to fall back. Slot them both back into the elevator, and we'll take you straight to the basement. Deal's coming all in all your favor. I'm going to hand you the entire territory back. You have to sweeten the pot. You got your point there. Tell you what, like I said, we had a bunch of weapons stashed in the basement before the Magnificers showed up. You take care of Prometheus, let you have your pick of the armory. We have pieces of hardware you want. One dead mage coming up. Just remember, no amulet, no basement. Now go through and show this little prick what it means to screw with the Arbiters. Can I... Nope. I wish I could get some of this stuff. But, alright. Let's go geek a mage. The attendant behind the counter is an uncommonly fine-featured dwarf with a beautiful smile, a yellow ID tag pinned on his chest announces his name of the large, blocky Parson. He nods and raises his hand in greetings. Welcome to the hub, sister. Are you here to show the splendor of the communion? So, I can show you an empty terminal. What do you do here? I'm the custodian of the hub. Tend to the bodies of our brothers and sisters while they share the rapture of communion. Might be interested to tell me more. Communion is a spiritual experience, friend, available for a small donation. You gesture to the bank's terminals lighting the walls. The hub acts as the core of the communion. Those who jack into it are in turn linked to one another, daisy chained together in a brainstem. Race, gender, social status, social class, all the artificial barriers of the empathy we have constructed ours for culture. Communion strips them all away the moment to get the truth with many to deny us, that we are all the same at the core. Imagine it, friend, dozens of individuals' minds all tied together in a single cohesive whole, sharing a collective subconscious connection through the hub. Join us and feel your limitations fade away. Sure, game or check in. Wonderful, you may use any available terminal in the other room. Now if you may discuss your donation. Sorry, my friend misspoke. We can't do this right now. Are you crazy? You can't plug your head into this thing? Don't you remember what happened to Monica and Winters? The hub currently closed for routine maintenance. Please come back again later. Carson, are you okay? Oh yes, hello. The hub is currently off limits. It must be slipped my mind. I'm sorry that I didn't mention this to you earlier. Parsons' expression changes. You see confusion bordering on panic. He shares a moment later. Is there anything else I can do for you? Nope. Let's get out of here. Carl, anything to say? The man the guy looks tired, lids are heavy, and his eyes are bloodshot. We see your inventory. Good enough. All right. The elevator appears to be offline. The control panel of the LCD screen is unlit, and the metal casing is badly dented. The control panel easily pries the metal casing away from the wall, exposing a mess of wires after a quick inspection. It's clear that the elevator is wired to operate around the control chip. The chip is missing, and it looks as though the power coupling has been yanked alongside it. Without the components, there's no way for this elevator to function. Well, we knew that. Looks like both walls in the graveway. It looks like the roof of them. The entire hallway is blocked with debris. Right, too many debris. Let's go to the second floor. that can bypass the lock. Let's do this! Middle-aged woman in the chocolate-colored skin and shoulder-length dreadlocks look up from a PDA. To start, she's decked out in a form-fit body armor and flashes her assault rifle is slung at ready. Who the hell are you and how'd you get through that door? I knocked nice, you just gotta know how. Cut the shit and start talking. What do you want and why are you here? Just looking around. Well, yeah, well, go look around outside, or at the very least stay out of my hair. I've got things to do. You a mage. Looking for blah, blah, blah. Back again. Somewhere else. Let's do it again. Alright. Ah! Crap! Not what I wanted. I got a new fireball, so give it a shot. I like it. And a new flamethrower. One. Really? Okay. See how you like Monobolt! I'm supposed to try my new... Cool. Legend speaks and we listen. Give yourselves willingly. Join us and be rewarded. The community must flourish. The community must grow. One through the community and join us and we will be one together. Just got a paper on it. Shark Tank scribbled on it. Alright. I'm guessing that's a password to something. Alright. Barely humans huddled together, their eyes wide with terror. Many of them have scrapes and bruises, and a few of them have serious injuries. Their clothes are tattered and stained. As you approach, a disheveled-looking middle-aged man steps forward, placing himself between you and the main group. His gray hair is badly matted, and a pair of battered reading glasses hang from the bridge of his nose. Who are you, may I ask? What are you doing here? Best friend or your worst nightmare? It's up to you. Now, who are you? I would choose to be your friend. My name is Franz, and these are my friends. My wife, we live together. We used to live together up on the 3rd floor. You know where the Magnificer hideout? Can't help you there. We used to see a lot of the Magnificers up on the 3rd floor, but I never wanted to get too close to them. You want to know where the hideout is? I'd ask Parson, or maybe step outside and ask Ulrich. Not that you'd likely to get far into either of those nutcases. You used to live upstairs? Yes, until about a week ago. Then the Magnificer's pets moved in and we had to run out for our lives. Spirits, you mean? They're always summoning the damn things, but the last week they lost control of a handful. Before we knew what happened, they were running it wild in my living room. We tried to protect ourselves, but we were no match for them. He shakes his head and hides a look in his eyes. We had no choice but to leave and everything behind. We've been scraping by down here ever since. At least Janet is letting us use the Matrix uplink. We can still afford to feed ourselves, thanks to her. Need to talk to her. Could you introduce us? Looks over his special gear, finally says, tell you what, take care of the rogue spirits. If you can clear the path for us to return home, then I'll give you the password you need to speak with Janet. Alright, let you know when it's safe. Look, I already know what the password's going to be, because we got no Shark Tank, but it doesn't matter. Floor. Well, that's a horrifying hell monstrosity from beyond the 3rd realm. Oh, Jesus, what is that? Right, well. What's that idea? It's kind of like a giant walking chicken. house out. Tell the spirits safe for you now. Thank you. Remember, there aren't many people out there that put themselves in danger to help strangers. Happy to help. You gonna tell me how to talk to the lady? Or, was it the lady, or was it? I don't know anymore. There it is. Maybe you'll tell me up here. I was letting them see as he steps towards you, open arms, a huge smile passion on his face. Hello again, my friend. I can't thank you enough for helping us return home. The spirits did not quite a number on this place, but that doesn't matter. Thanks to you, we're back in real shape again. Those spirits should be dangerous. If I hadn't taken them down, they might have migrated somewhere else. Well, thank you again. And now, if you forgive me, I might get you back my help cleaning up. The best way to do yours, please feel free to drop by any time. Alright, I guess I'm not getting that. You got a buffet there for some reason. Kind of weird, but alright. At-home buffet. Really? Come on. Not worked the way I thought it was going to work. Yay. Go away, don't let me any spirits in here. Can't hurt me. Behind my door. No, you can't. Miss Spirit, alright, and if you don't open this door, I'm gonna send somebody in there right now to eat your soul. No, please don't eat me. I know whatever you want. It is down, follow me to the other side of the door. Finally, the locking latches are click. Can't believe that worked. You and me both, sister. And waiting on the other side of the door is wide-eyed and bedraggled. He looks as though he hadn't eaten in weeks. There's almost no flesh on his bones. His beard is long and tangled, and his jacket smeared with grease. He jumps out of his own skin and decides, "You don't look like any spirit I've ever seen, but you said you were a spirit. You must be a spirit. They're everywhere now. All the places, yes, all the spirits. It's not safe. Can't reach communion. Can't hear the communion. It's not safe." What's this smell? Smell doesn't matter. Without communion, nothing matters. Must return. Must help me. Help me hear it again. If there are any spirits here, not anymore. You can just rejoin the communion if that's what you want. I can return to communion. I must go now. Yes, communion awaits. I feel like I'm missing something. All right. Yeah. Alright, what do you want? I'm gonna lay out this place. We're on the first floor. That's the hub and my shop. The second floor has mostly been converted into makeshift apartments. People live there. Being a up there, the manufacturers are dangerous people. I'd stay away from them. Third floor is mostly housing too. Lots of Parsons communion crazies up there. Like manufacturers like to squat up there too. Leans in and lowers a conspiratorial whisper. I'm pretty sure their main crib's up there. Don't know exactly where. As long as that's all the info I needed. Dang it. Person must be local gang activity. I'm looking for Prometheus. I'm going to find him. There's man. Why do you ask? Wolfberg asked me to kill him. I don't care much about the idea, so I got a counter-proposal for Prometheus. Fair enough. Prometheus is almost certainly upstairs, hidden away from the outside world. I wouldn't advise going after him, but if your mind is made up, I suppose you can't change it. Yes, I can tell you to find him, but you'll need something new in return. Of course you will. So what do you need? A pair of squatters on the second floor ripped the guts out of one of my terminals. They have taken the data jack signal converter. The terminal will be out of commission until I get back. A single damaged terminal may not sound like much, but trust me, the entire experience community has been dismantled by the act of vandalism. I believe it. I know the squatters responsible. Their leader's name is Janet. She is a decker of some skill. I do not know what she has planned for their parts, but I do not know how the situation will stand. I cannot allow her terminal to be damaged. Let's deal with them for you. Yes, but not with violence. I want you to talk to them, convince them to bring me back the components. Do this, and you will get a deal. Sounds straightforward enough. Save it here just in case. Still there, guys. Thanks. Person sent me. He wants his hardware back. No way. Those parts were keeping us online. Not just us, but everyone worth and in this hole. Boston keep running his ridiculous little cult. Just fine with how it goes, but we're the only matrix connection these people have. The terminal, you can figure something out. Alright, the terminal's in the back here. I'm going to take a look at it, but if you try to rip us off, you're going to regret it. The terminal has clearly been cobbled together using whatever parts it could find. In spite of this, it's a remarkably impressive piece of machinery. Study the terminals and there's also no identity components the person sent you to find. Examine the terminal to see if the signal converter can be removed without disabling it. At the moment, it is impossible to remove the part without disabling it. The converter is required so that the signal made terminal sends and interpreted. Parts can be replaced. The converter is a pretty specialized piece of hardware. The transmitter is widely available piece of equipment. It can be converted to this place. Let me just save it. So, it's my intelligence 4. Okay. Well, screw that then. Not good. Well, I'll do it again and see if I can do the thing again. blah. What's this thing back? Look at it. If he just tells me what doing that guy does, then I'm just gonna part can be modified. Get rid of this pretty specialized piece of hardware. Alright, well, not worth it then. With a specialized part from either downstairs or outside. Let me do it. Pulse transmitter. Check outside first. Kind of weird. For data jack impulse transmitter. They can't get me a deal. Rather pretty specialized and expensive. What else is going to need around here? Can afford it? I'll give you 500. 500 it is. Thank you. All right. Seems kind of weird that that was a thing, but all right. Transmitter. Modified and installed. You have a converter and the terminal is still working. Hey, hey, fix your stuff. I fixed up every wins. You got your terminal. I got my parts. Thank you. I'm glad this could be end without bloodshed. That's been enough around here lately. It looks that way. Grab the parts for your terminal. Excellent, my sister. Let me see them, if you please. I disappeared for a moment, then said he's apart for a browsing section. Yes, these are the parts that I need. Thank you, friend. I trust it was no trouble. You'll be able to attain them without bloodshed? Of course. We never spill blood, but we don't have to. Oh, that's wonderful. Truly, truly wonderful. And now I have to end with you. If you're still hell-bent on meeting with Prometheus, take the stairs up to the 3rd floor. You'll find an abandoned apartment at the end of the hall. Look for a stylized M painted on the wall. It looks like 2 crude lightning bolts facing one another. That's Prometheus' personal sigil. There is old bookcase in the very back of the apartment. Under the 2nd shelf at the bottom, you'll find a button that opens the door to Prometheus' hideout. How do you know all this? Because the abandoned apartment was once mine. The days before I discovered the piece of communion, I was a very different man. I needed such contrivances. Not anymore. Finally, I am at peace. Thanks, man. For save it. A rail-thin elf wearing a canonically ornate wizard robe stands in the center of the room. He speaks, his voice wavers and cracks. You're the one who's been turning my home upside down. Assuming you have come to search my head at Ulrich's behest, I warn you against, he cannot be trusted. It's Berlin 25.5. Trust is so 2053. Maybe about a big proposition. Very perceptive. I do intend to make you a counter proposal. You'd be wise to listen to. Ulrich may have use for you now, but as soon as this no longer holds, he will kill you. I would offer you an alternative. What is this has offered for your assistance? I'm sure we can reach an equally beneficial arrangement. We need to get downstairs into the basement. When our proposal runs parallel to research the basement, you must the elevator. The stairs will not reach it. There is no other way. When we took it over from the arbiters, I removed the power coupling from the elevator controls. Hard to keep Ulrich out of this primary armory. In exchange, Ulrich removed the elevator's control chip. A petty move, presumably to prevent us from accessing the same armory after he retreated. If you agree to kill him, I will give you the part that I removed. Then you have to do is tip off Ulrich's stinking corpse. Trust me, the only way you'll be able to land, lay your hands on it once you're used to most of him and run across, he will devote all his strength to crushing you. Honestly, Chief, I don't think I believe either of them. Prometheus inclines his head. To show you how serious I am, I will offer you a further boon to deal with Ulrich as he deserves. A magical item of great indescribable power. With it, you may call the power spirit to your side, you defend you and crush your enemies. I do my bidding, and this will be yours. It will be yours for the taking. Betray us, we'll be back for your head. I have no intention of betraying you. Watching your stranger tongue, I don't take well to threats. Go now. Dude, I'm also a mage, so, you know, I got mageries. Prometheus turns out he makes better deals than you do. Can make a counter offer. Fine. Counter offer for you. Come on, boys. Let's show this parasite who's boss. All right. Well. Dang. I would have killed him. Didn't even notice him there. Are you in there? Yay! I completely spaced that entire fight. Wow. That thing done, got this thing done. I mean, I kind of want to kill this guy either way, but I probably won't. In fact, I'm gonna probably call it. Feeling kind of weird right now. We'll finish this up next time, which I definitely feel is gonna be the last one. If not, well, then I guess I'm just an idiot. By the way, look at it. Thank you everyone so much for stopping in, and I'll see you all next time.